Yo, what's good YouTube? I'm Petti, back with another video, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you some good information on whether you should use your diamond shoe cards or whether you should sell them. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video, I set a like goal for our last video at 10 likes, and we completely surpassed that, and I could not have been happier. So I'm going to set a like goal of 15 likes for this video, so please go like down below. Again, it lets me know that you guys like these type of videos, these tip videos, and it brings it to like a bigger audience for them to really find out this information, and maybe they'll find it useful as well. So there's two sides to this. It's either you're going to sell these diamond cards or you're going to use them. Now, this is completely up to you, but I did separate it into like more, it's not really a pros and cons list, but it's like a list of selling or a list of using. So I'm going to go to my first point, which is whether you should sell or not. So my first point to sell is obviously if you need MT. If you're like in dire need of MT, like you have like 2K, but you do have a diamond shoe, I would say sell that shoe. You're probably going to make around like 10K for that shoe, which is pretty good, and you can end up sniping your way up to get a decent amount of MT after you have that 10K. Usually with 10K, that's pretty much a sufficient amount of MT to really snipe like silver cards and really build your MT. So if you have like barely any MT and you have that diamond card, the diamond shoe card, I would say sell it, so you could just make a bunch of MT from it, and it'll really be useful. The second reason would be if you feel like your players really don't need that specific shoe, like maybe you have like a block shoe or like a speed shoe, or I mean, I guess those could be decent shoes, but you know what I mean, like really useless shoes, like I don't know, maybe driving dunk shoes. People don't really use driving dunk shoes, or maybe like shot contest shoes, stuff like that. I'd recommend selling those kind of shoes. They don't sell obviously for like 10K, they sell for around 5-6K, but I mean that's still 5-6K to your bank, and those shoes really aren't as useful, and people will buy those shoes. Like I've sold these shoes for like 5-6K, and I don't know, it's nice to get that 6K, and those shoes aren't really worth it. So I feel like it's better to get the MT rather than like kind of waste that shoe card on something that you don't really need unless you really do feel like you need it. Now the third reason why you would want to sell is if that shoe really doesn't benefit your team in any way. Now this kind of links with the last reason, but like I don't know, like if it's a shoe that cannot benefit your team at all, like not one person on your team, but like it's a good card, like say it's like a 3-point shoe or something, and maybe none of your like good players will really take it, or maybe you feel like your players don't need that like 3-point shoe or something, I would say sell it, because like those 3-point shoes do go for like 10+K. The 3-point shoes are the most expensive diamond shoes, as it does bring up the 3-pointer, and the 3-point cheese is real this year as it was every single year, just not really contested, but the 3-point cheese is always there. Now the second option you could do with these diamond shoe cards is you can use them. Now there's only 3 situations where I would really use them, just like there's 3 situations to sell them, so it's kind of a 50-50 shot. You just really have to evaluate the situation that your team's in, the situation that you're in. You would use them for the first reason if you have a player who needs a boost, like say you like really need a player that needs a boost. Say for example you have a big man who needs a 3-point shot, like maybe DeMarcus Cousins, like his 3-point shot's like a 75 or 80, I'm not really sure what it is, but like when he gets like better like with diamond cards, and his 3-point rating is probably going to be up there, like probably like 80-85, but maybe you want to give him that boost to 90, and maybe you have a good coach that gives you like +4 +5, like it'll be really useful. Like say you put that, he has an 80 3-point, right, you put that shoe on him, and then you add that coach boost, he has a 90 3-pointer, and that is really like, that makes a big difference in the players, especially when it's a center like a stretch 5. Stretch 5s are probably one of the most important things in 2K at this point, and they always really have been, so it's important to really have a center that can shoot 3. So if you have a 3-point shoe that you could slap on a center that has an okay 3, maybe you have Tim Duncan, that big diamond Tim Duncan, and his 3-point's not really that good, and you can just slap a 3-point shoe on him, like that's really useful. Like having that kind of player that could shoot a 3 is very good. So make sure you try and look out for people like that. Maybe if a shooting guard or a point guard that doesn't have that good of a 3 and you want to slap a 3-point shoe on him, like that +5 attribute really does make a difference in the player's like shooting ability. When you add that +5, whether it's the dunk, whether it's the defense, whether it's the mid-range, like honestly anything about the game, that +5 really does help. The second reasons why you would use is if you have a player that you're going to use for a long time and you know that. So say you got like Diamond Mellow, or say you somehow got a pink diamond already, you're going to want to try probably slap like a diamond shoe on that card, because the pink diamond cards, for one, you're definitely going to use for probably most of the year, and the diamond cards you're probably going to be using for the next 3-4 months, and slapping the diamond shoe on is probably, you're probably going to get like some good stuff out of that card, out of that shoe card. So make sure, like, if you have a player that you're gonna use for a long time, you probably want to just put a diamond shoe on him, whether you think it's useful or not. Like my diamond mellow, I put like a mid-range and a speed shoe on him. It makes him a little bit faster. He is pretty fast already, but like adding that +5, again, it really does help. Like it helps the mid-range, helps the moving mid-range, stuff like that. So these shoe cards do really help, and especially players that you're gonna have for a really long time. So the third reason kind of correlates to the first reason that you would sell, is if you're okay with MT. Like maybe you don't really have a player that you want to slap it on just yet, but you feel like maybe you're going to get a player soon, or maybe you just want to keep that shoe for later on. If you have like a decent amount of MT, if you're okay with your MT level, like your MT points, say you're like 100k or whatever, and you're sufficient with that, 50k, whatever you have, and you feel like you're sufficient with that MT, and you can build that MT without really needing any extra like 5 or 10k, I would say keep the shoe card until you, because eventually you're going to get a player that's going to really need it. It's just bound to happen with the reward cards this year, and you're just bound to get a good player that you want to put it on. So I'd recommend saving that shoe card. Like it's really not worth getting that 10k if you feel like you're sufficient with your MT level. So yeah, you're just going to want to save it if you're okay with MT, so you can just slap it on a player they're going to get in the future. So anyways, that's all I really have for you guys in this video. I really hope you enjoyed. These are just a couple tips that, you know, come off the top of my head for reasons why you would want to use or sell them. Because I know like there's a bunch of people that have this question, and some people are stumped, because I know like these cards do go for a good amount of MT, and getting that MT is nice, but sometimes using the shoe card would be really helpful, and I really hope this video helped you guys out. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and peace out.